What's up guys, it's your boy Yosa here, bringing you another YouTube video, and today's video is going to be about how much I've made in the year 2024 from the beginning of January to the end of December, and how much my yearly salary was at Pepsi. So before I get started with that information, I want to make a few disclaimers. And my first disclaimer, I just want to start off by saying that just because of what you're seeing with me does not mean this is going to happen to you, because I feel like Pepsi as a corporation, they pay different salaries, different, pay scales for different states, because the cost of living in every state is different. So, a person that's getting paid in Arkansas is going to be getting different paid than a person or a Pepsi delivery driver that's getting paid in New York City. So I just want to make that clear. And I feel another side note is that my corporation, or the Pepsi plant where I live, it's a successful, booming, plant. So, and it's a big plant. It's like one of the biggest plants in the United States, I believe, like definitely top 5 biggest plants. So with that being said, we do a lot of product, we do a lot of cases, we do a lot of all that. So because I am in this type of big area, I get paid. I feel like I get paid, compensated a little bit more than a normal Pepsi delivery driver in a different state. So, the second disclaimer I want to make clear to you guys is, and I'm not trying to brag at by any means, but I'm one of the top drivers here at this location. So with that being said, being a top driver it means also you be able to work more hours, you be able to work more days, and get paid more money, because you are, basically, if you can work 6 days, as long as you don't get over your 60-hour mark. So typically the people that works the 6 days are the ones that are, getting off quickly, and are able to have the hours to be able to work 6 days. So with that being said, that's another factor that's playing into how much money I made. And it's like, I can go on a little tangent on, being a top driver and what is required, to be successful. But, I can, but I don't feel like I need to, because eventually I'm going to get into that one day. So with that being said, it's finna pop up on the screen. I'm going to show you a pay stub of my last year of December pay, for that year, and how much I made. And it is right here. Boom. Yes, sir. So as you can see, I've made a total of $95,000, $214, $95,214,155. I don't know why that was so hard for me to say.
I'm tired, boss.
But I just want to give credit first to God, because without him giving me the ability of, being able to actively do this job and, all that things, and him giving me life, like none of this would have been possible. And I also want to shout out my company that I work for, Pepsi. Pepsi, boy. I got a bittersweet relationship with my job, but at the end of the day, they're going to pay you for what you do, because I feel like it's a lot. I ain't going to say blood, sweat, and tears, but it was a lot of sweat and hard work and, patience when it came to, basically making this amount of money, because I'm just eternally grateful. So with this amount of money, I was able to do a multitude of things. Be the only person providing for my family. Like, I'm able to provide everything for my family with this salary. Let's get into how much money I made, which is $95,000. And I don't take that lightly. I'm not here to brag. I'm 27 years old. I'm actually extremely grateful to be an opportunity to be able to make that much money. Some people make more money than that, but I'm grateful for what I got. So yeah, so let's get into it. So basically, I'm going to start with basically what you guys seeing. So the current date I got paid, which is 12/27/2024. I got paid $1,268, and that was a vacation. And that was only for 4 days. So basically, for a vacation, you get paid $39 an hour for working 40 hours. But for some reason, my 1 day didn't go through, so they had to, put it on my next check, but that's besides the case. But I've made $1,268 in 4 days off of vacation alone. Because of course, yes, the last week of the year, I did take vacation. And also I want to make clear to you guys. Like, I could have made way more than this, but I also took a paternity leave. It's also in here, parental pay. They paid me $8,000, $8,737.74 just for me to be off 6 weeks or 6 or 7 weeks paid. You know, they paid me $8,000 in the course of 6 weeks just so I can spend time with my son, and they actually paid me. So I was extremely blessed for that. And the rest of that stuff is basically what a normally driver does every single day. Basically vacation, straight time hours. That was basically if I worked, base pay dollars. Cause here we get paid a base pay. And, you know, cause like, you know, some people are hourly, but over here it's kind of like commission. We get paid a base rate and then we get commission off of every case. But yeah, we got paid sick pay hours, holiday pay, all those types of things that played a factor in me making $95,000. And so for this year, I'm going to just be upfront with you guys, and transparent. I'm trying to make $100,000, and with God's grace, you know, if I stay consistent in me being a good driver, hard worker, you know, one of the top performing drivers, I will be able to make $100,000. And that's easy because I was making like $1,400 in parental pay, $1,300. So in a normal week for me, working just 5 days, that's about $1,700, and that's minimum. $1,700 working 5 days. So, you know, if I was making parental pay for like 6 weeks, less than that, $1,400, you know, I'm definitely going to be able to, make $100,000 if I just work my 6 days or work my consistent 5 days every week without taking no paternity leave. Cause I don't plan on having no other kid. Cause I already got 4 and I really do feel like that's enough. But that's besides the point. I just wanted to take the time out for you guys to let you know that, you know, it's possible, especially with Pepsi. I don't know about all the other beverage delivery guys, but in my opinion, I feel like Pepsi does pay definitely the top. I mean, that's just my opinion. I mean, you can do your research, but I think Pepsi is definitely one of the top best beverage delivery jobs out there. So you can't go wrong with Pepsi. They hired me straight out of CDO school. Once I, you know, got my training, I learned how to, you know, drive the truck, and then I learned how to get in and out of these stores. Like, I was able to, you know, become successful and be like the top driver. So, or not one of the top drivers. I'm not the top by far. But, yeah. So with that being said, this is just some inspiration, some motivation, and some intel on you guys on what's possible working at a beverage delivery. Yes, it's hard work. Yes, you have to keep your composure. Yes, you gotta, you know, do all those things that people just don't want to do, right? Whether it's work hard or, you know, deal with attitudes, you gotta do all that. That comes with the job. And I feel like you get compensated well if you actually do that at a consistent, good pace. So with that being said, I'm not going to talk y'all ears off. I'm going to make more videos in the future about, you know, the tips and becoming a better driver. But I just let you guys in on this, how much I made and how much I'm shooting for this year. And, you know, and so I'm thankful for you guys. I'm thankful for God. I'm thankful for Pepsi for giving me the opportunity to be able to work this job and be able to provide for my family, because I do not take that lightly. And yeah, so with that being said, I hope you guys have a blessed, wonderful day. And Jalen, or Ayosa, is out. Peace.